Our theme verse, as really kind of all the way through, our theme verse has been 1 Corinthians 10:31. It says, whether therefore you eat or drink or whatsoever you do all to the glory of God. So our focus is that whatever we're doing it to the glory of God. And so today, we're looking at glorifying God with social media, and we are going to discuss YouTube primarily. We can also probably talk about Vimeo a little bit and other video things. Actually, today I would like to try to wrap this up and be done with this series and then go back to our How to Study the Bible series next week, Lord willing. So wanted to just give some pointers on YouTube today and discuss some things. The very first thing I want to mention about YouTube is that your standard should be restricted mode on. Now, in some cases, obviously, you'll turn it off because it restricts some things that aren't necessarily bad that you want to see. It's been restricted for socio-political reasons or whatever. There's several of my videos, even my preaching videos, that are restricted. I don't know why, but they are. I mean, there's no violence, there's no illicit material, nothing like that. What's that? Right. So we use YouTube for, here's my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/BROABC. We use, or I use this YouTube channel for mostly for preaching. I do some other little videos on it as well. We'll do short little sermonette type videos. Sometimes we'll do skits and things. Like I've got some skits that we've done in the past on YouTube. So we stream our services live on YouTube, as you see that video right there. I don't have a very big, it actually says live now. This is me right here today. And so I could click on that and we could watch me, watch me, right? You know, look at me, looking at me. What's that? Right. But it would be lagged probably about 30 seconds or so. So anyways, and then these are the most recent. Here's Wednesday night, that's Sunday night, Sunday morning last week, Sunday school last week. It'll put the most recent 4 videos that I've uploaded on the top here. If you're a subscriber, that's the way it does. If you're a visitor, come to the visitor screen. It just gives you the Fountain Square Baptist Church startup video. This is old school. 5 years ago, this was our very first church service in this building, our very first service in this building. And all the walls were white, and there was a wall right there going between right here. And the building was set up a little bit differently. What's that? Yeah, we didn't have that thing. We had that stuff all on the wall, actually. Well, actually, we didn't have anything here. Eventually, I think in about 2 or 3 weeks, we got a little AV cabinet that I had sitting over here, right there, and it would project onto the wall over there. And so we've changed a lot of things around since then. So anyways, this is, you can set up your YouTube channel, that's what they call it, a channel, so that your visitors see one thing, and so you can set a particular video as your landing video. So right now we have this, our startup video. Has anybody not seen our startup video? Maybe I'll show it real quick. It's about a 5-minute video. Sound is kind of quiet. It'll be coming out of the projector itself. So we'll... Not that quiet, really. And I can't make it full screen. Why? Okay, well, there you go. This was St. Patrick's Day 2011. We're out there preaching over on the square. I don't know why it won't give me the full screen option. By the way, that last picture was oh, there it is. That's when we met Travis. It was my wife and Travis and Brother Rob from McGregor Road, our sending church. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, he's from our sending church. This was the first week after we met Travis. We started discipleship with him. He had already gotten saved before we met him, just a few months before we met him, and hadn't got connected in with a church yet. So we connected with him. This was some tract distribution with McGregor Road. That was the Race for the Cure. We wrote a tract specifically for it, a little card-sized tract, passed them out. We had a nursing home ministry with McGregor Road, and that was my last night at McGregor Road as the youth pastor. This is the building before pictures. This building. That was that over there. That was our bathroom. Busted that hole there. That's that wall. That wall's moved about 4 times. I'm going to move it up a little so that, nope, that's as far as it can go. We went fast forward then. This is from May through August time frame of 2011. Working at the mission at the same time. When we got this pulpit, we spent over 100 hours grinding these walls, grinding the junk off of them. All that insulation's above the ceiling now. There's Brother Travis. He was working from like the very beginning. A lot of these supplies for the kitchenette and whatnot was donated by Good News. Most of what you see now is stuff that's happened since the church started, but there's our sign on the door. Coming along. There's a lot of work to do in the evenings, and we refinished all those pews as best as we could. That's what is now my office, is the hallway. Started putting flooring in. All of that is underneath here. Many late nights. I'd be here 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, go back home, go to sleep, get up in the morning, go over to the mission and work. That's a twisted drill bit we were trying to drill for the toilet flange. That was AJ, little one. That was the first layer of flooring we put down right here. Just about ready. That's Brother Luke, my cousin. That was our first invite card that we did. There's Brother Travis's baptism, our first baptism. We did it at McGregor Road. And here's an excerpt. This was the night before our first service downtown preaching. That's Brother Travis already witnessing on the streets by that point. And our first service. Yeah. Now, of course, then they give other ads for other videos, but that was our startup video, whatever. I have another video that I used when I was called to the work here that I made. I put together a video from just street preaching, track distribution, things that we were already doing downtown, and then pictures that we took for things that we were doing, and then put that all together, some map stuff, and then it was about reaching our Judea. And so, anyways, YouTube's a great opportunity to just you can be very creative. There's a lot of things that you can do with YouTube. My YouTube channel is not a real popular channel yet. I figure someday maybe it'll be a little more popular, useful. The point is, of course, I'm not trying to draw people that aren't interested in the things that I'm doing, and I'm not doing what I do to draw people. But eventually, there's lots of people out there that are like-minded like us, and they'll stumble upon it, and we'll grow the viewing thing. Right now, we've got 17,323 views of videos. I don't know if it counted the view of the one that we just watched, but it doesn't count my views, I'm pretty sure. Got 56 subscribers right now. It's not very many, but anyways, YouTube's it can be a very useful tool. Some people, there's like what they call like YouTube families, or they used to be called Vine families, I guess, when they had the Vine thing. Now they do these little short YouTube videos. And brother, I think he fell in back here. Brother Jacob reminded me of one family that does videos on there when he had that Bean Boozled thing, because they just did this video of their family sitting around playing that game. And anyways, lots of things that you can do with YouTube for the glory of God. Obviously, it's video making, right? And there's some things. Okay, we'll just navigate my page, and then we'll talk about maybe how to set it up. You set up a YouTube account pretty easily if you have a Google or a Gmail account. Yeah. You set it up pretty easy if you have those things, and if you have the YouTube app on your phone, it's pretty easy to upload videos. If you're logged into your account, then all you have to do is go on there, and there's a little camera thing, I think up at the top right somewhere, and you just tap on that. On mine, anyways. I don't know if it's the same on other phones, but for other devices, you just tap on that, and then you can upload a video that you had already recorded. I don't know that they have live video from the phone yet. Maybe through Google Hangouts or something, you can do a live video. And that's what we use, Hangouts on the Air. I'm pointing down here because I have a computer screen down here. It's my monitor to see what's being recorded or whatever, or what the view is and all of that. And so, we use YouTube's API of Hangouts on the Air, and so that's how we stream our services live. As long as that continues to be free and simple and not too complicated, I'll continue to do that. But anyways, the idea is you can upload lots of things. One of the things that I do now, I set up my page also so that on my home page, it'll just give uploads. These are recent uploads, and then I've recently done this so that it's not hard to find things, because what do I have, like, this is a video manager, 513 videos. 513 videos, not really easy to sift through to find what you're looking for. So what I did to try to make it more user-friendly, so that you can get in and look at whatever subject you're looking for or particular book of the Bible or something like that, is I made playlists. Okay, now the playlists, some people find it a little difficult even to find what they're looking for in the playlist if they're starter people, beginners on these kind of things. So I have these videos. I need to upload the rest of my fruit of the Spirit videos, but and then I've got short messages. Those are patron videos, which I don't have any set up yet. Skits that we've done in the past. This is Gospel in Genesis, Gospel in the Days of Creation, and then the books of the Bible that we've gone through: Timothy, 1 Timothy, 2 Thessalonians. It's all in reverse order: 1 Timothy, 2 Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians, Colossians, Philippians, Ephesians. Then the How to Study the Bible series that we're on pause for this series. The Revival mini-series, Galatians, book of 2 Corinthians, church planting videos. That's the there's a couple of like precursor videos before we started, and then a couple videos on after we started. Then this is our doctrinal statement. We went through. It's not all of our doctrinal statement, but there's 8 videos after I started recording, basically. So some of our doctrinal statement. Then the church covenant, 13 videos on that. 1 Corinthians, this is street preaching or street ministry, videos there. ABC. That's actually in Times Square, that video there. Yeah. That's the last street preaching video I uploaded. That was a while back. Yeah, that was in Times Square. Yeah, some of those videos are older. You can kind of tell the time frame and all that. So, and of course, when we were going through Galatians, that time frame. So, ABCs of Christian Maturity, we've got one we loaded up on there Wednesday. ABCs of Christian Growth, that's the Discipleship series. When you first get saved, you go through that. Brother Laban's going through that, so he can jump on there and watch the videos and kind of go along in the study while you're going through it. Then the book of Romans, and those are like my favorites and liked videos and stuff. So, so what I did to make it a little easier for people to navigate is I put these little, I can't remember what they call these, but let's see, it'll tell me somewhere here where I can add a section, is what it's called. So I have a section on the ABCs of Christian Growth for people so that way I can tell people, hey, just go to the YouTube channel, and it's right there on the YouTube channel. Just scroll down, ABCs of Christian Growth. You can start the first preliminary study right there. And then just click on that, and they can sit there for 52 hours and go through all, A to Z in the ABCs of Christian Growth. Not that anybody would sit there for 52 hours, but I don't know that it's 52 hours long either. Some of them are short, like 30, 31 minutes. Some of them are 50 something. Some of them they're in between 30 minutes to an hour. But anyways, someone can go through in that manner. I also put ABCs of Christian Maturity so that people can do that. Like if somebody's coming in on Wednesday night and they need to catch up. Now, of course, this isn't broken down into letters. It's just in order of when we did it. So obviously letter A is first, apostasy, and so those videos are all first. But you can click on the thing here, and it'll take you to all the videos in that section or in that playlist, and that'll put all the videos. There's 75 videos so far, and so you can go to whatever video it is that you wanted to start on, whichever. Like if you're like, oh, I forgot what we went over when we talked about financial freedom, and there's 13 of those. So you can jump back here and say, oh, let's start on one and go through them all. And so the good way to kind of review some things, or if you're studying a particular book of the Bible, that's one of the other things is on the playlists. If you go to, say you want to study First Thessalonians, you just click there. There's 8 videos on First Thessalonians, you know, and so you can go through and you can review those. That's the way I set my YouTube channel up. There's a few. There's lots of other things that you can do with YouTube besides just preaching videos. You can do a lot of people do music. You can do, yeah, some people do video games. There's actually people that'll do like video like walkthroughs and stuff. Like they'll show you, what's that? Playthrough. So like show you how to get through, you know, Mario Brothers World 1 Level 1 or something, you know, and you get, there's probably thousands of that video, you know, where the little Mario guy goes and, I mean, I've got that just about memorized from when I was a kid. That, you know, you play that level 1 100,000 times, you know. But in fact, when I was a kid, I got so used to that game that I was like, I could get from what, level 1 to level 8-1, you know, World 8 level 1 in about 4 minutes. And so everybody knows the tricks, right? Everybody knows the tricks. You know, you skip to 4 and then skip to 8, right? Okay. So, yeah, anyways, I showed the kids. AJ was like, I'm playing this old Mario game, you know, and I was like, oh, let me see the remote. And I, you know, and he's like, how do you? Well, you know, that was the game back then, you know. Back in the 80s, that's what everybody played, right? It was amazing to find out that Mario turned, what, 30 just a couple years ago. And he hasn't aged a bit, right? He's still this tall, or depending on your TV screen. Anyways, I don't know why I get into that. People do playthroughs and videos and things. What's that? People do vlogging. Vlogging is, yeah, like people do how-tos, or they'll do, like one of the things I plan on doing eventually is some how-to videos on survival things, where we do, you know, how to start a fire, gasoline and a match. No, I'm just kidding. What? I've seen lots of how-to videos. I mean, there's millions of them on there, I'm sure, but no, there's lots of things that you can do with YouTube to be helpful. Now, what some people don't realize is YouTube isn't just like every social media that we've talked about. It's not really there for you to share stuff, although it's there for you to share stuff. It's there for people to advertise, is what it's for. Not necessarily for you to advertise in your videos, although people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you'll notice over here, it says support this channel. So somebody can go over here and they can click support, and they can decide that they want to support the channel monthly or whatever, and then they'll sponsor or donate or whatever. They can also sponsor the channel. That's different than support. Support's just like, hey, I like what you're doing. Here's some money. You know, sponsoring is, hey, I like what you're doing. Let me put ads on your stuff. Now, I have my channels quote unquote monetized. So what that means is YouTube can advertise on there. The reason I did that is because they're already advertising on there. I may as well get a piece of it, right? So they have been for a long time. So, come on, brother. So, anyways, those ads, you know, when they pop up, most of us, what do? We wait the 3 seconds and we say skip ad, right? Or when it pops up from the bottom, we see the little square and then we see the little X in the top right corner and we click the X. But every once in a while, you know, there's an ad that'll pop up that actually is something we're interested in. Well, the better that YouTube or Google gets at invading your privacy, I mean, finding out what you like, the better they get at that, the more you'll see ads that are relevant to you. You know, and so, anyways, the idea there is that that's what they're doing. But if you make a YouTube channel that becomes very popular, it can actually be a full-time job if somebody wanted to do that, or full-time ministry. Yes, sir. Sometimes they do that, yeah. There's a new thing called YouTube Red, and you can pay, I think it's like $25 a month or something to have ad-free YouTube. And you know how they do that? All of the YouTube partners, I think I'm a YouTube partner, all the YouTube partners that have their videos watched by Red subscribers or Red members will actually get a piece of that, a tiny little piece of their subscription amount. And so there's still a pass on of the ad, except instead of them getting ads in their face all the time, they're paying to not get ads. And so either way, there's payment going on. It's just coming from the viewer instead of the advertiser. And the way they do the payments on it, it's like, it's like, it's pretty complicated. It depends on how many subscribers you have, how many views you have versus clicks and all those kind of things, and that says how much. It's a very negligible amount. Like if I go over here and I go to analytics, again, I don't get a lot of views. Like my videos get maybe 3 or 4 views each, and so this tells you watch time. Wow, watch time's 869 minutes in the last month. But the average view time, 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Most of my videos are 30 minutes, so that's not so good. And then, amount of views, for the month, 268. You've got likes, dislikes, comments. Yep, and I get 65 cents for my views. Isn't that wonderful? So, it's not that I'm not doing this to make money. I just do it to get that information out to people. And my thought was, hey, if YouTube's going to get paid for this, I may as well get a piece of it, right? Why not? If they're going to do this stuff anyways. What's that? Say something? Oh, didn't mean to? Okay. So, like I said, you can set up a YouTube account, pretty simple. It's just having a Google account and then going to YouTube and signing in your Google account. And then you set up all your stuff. I've got our banner, like our logo banner type thing up here, and then my picture, and then you can set up your page however you want it set up. You can just kind of play with it and go through the things and find out how you want it to be set up. You have discussion over there, and then channels that you are connected to, and so forth. And then as far as uploading, there's a thing right up here. See this little arrow? The up arrow, that's for upload. So you can click that, and you can drag videos over and drop them in there and upload a video. And that's how you get videos on there. Or you can also click on browse and go through your files and find the video and select it and have it uploaded. So Vimeo is similar, except Vimeo doesn't do the ads, and it's not quite as popular. And I don't know if Vimeo has a video streaming, live streaming option or anything like that as well. The reason I use YouTube is because they have the live streaming option. Now, from the perspective of how we share our sermons and so forth, I want to show you guys one other thing quickly. SermonAudio is another way that we share our sermons. I don't upload to that very often. I should be uploading every week because we only get a certain amount of uploads per month. And when I get behind and then I try to catch up, then I end up using my uploads for the month all at once. And then all the uploads that I do after that, it's like $1 or $2 extra on the bill for it. So this is it's free they have a lot of, by the way, I want to warn you, SermonAudio is a lot of Reformed theology, a lot of Calvinism, stuff like that. But if you go on and just like, here's local church finder, and then are they on there? not letting me search. For some reason, it's New York City. Let me sign in. That'll help. Where? Oh, it actually did search it. Okay, so Times Square Baptist Church, 0.0 miles. Yeah, so right now, I've got a few things on there. A lot of it's old, but then some of the stuff like the John stuff, like as you can see, I uploaded here. It doesn't say when on that one, but oh, Wednesday, September 28th, 2016. It's been a little while. I need to start doing some more uploads on that. I've got a bunch that I've got sitting on my phone that I need to upload. It's just more of a hassle. This is why we don't use SermonAudio as our primary source of getting stuff out, because YouTube, I've got it recording right now. When I'm done, it's out there. I don't have to do anything else. So that's a blessing. So, so as far as that goes, you can do those kind of videos. Now, if you do like, say, a Facebook Live video, and then you want to put it on YouTube, all you have to do is, when you're done recording the video, it has the option to download it. You just download it, and then you can upload it to YouTube. Or if you want to wait till you're on a computer, you can just post the video, and then you can go to the video on your Facebook page and save it onto your computer and then upload it from there. So those are ways to do that. Any questions, comments, thoughts real quick on YouTube? Subscriptions? Yeah, to subscribe, you just go over here, this little red box, and you click subscribe. What's that? Oh, well, yeah, when people subscribe to your page, they have the option to, well, people subscribe to the page. When they get on YouTube, it'll show them whoever they're subscribed to, it will, on their homepage or whatever, it'll show them new videos that are, that their subscriptions have produced. So, when I get on YouTube, it'll say, these guys over here produce, like, whoever that is, they've got 7 new videos, and this person's got 1, and this person's on down through there. But I was following him because he's got some very high quality videos, and he uses Patreon, and I'm actually following him to learn how to do some things. So it depends on what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Luke and I went to, there's like a, right over here on Madison or Meridian, I think it is. There's a greenhouse over there. We're talking about doing some farming, like urban farming and stuff. And we went by, just happened to stop by and just check the place out. So like, you got to see this. There's a greenhouse like right in the middle of the city. And so we went by and stopped there. Just so happened that the guy that's running the place was there. And so we went in and talked to him and all that. And one of the things that he mentioned, he said, oh yeah, YouTube University. You get on YouTube, you can learn all kinds of stuff. So some people, like for Travis, like he'll be working on a car, and he's like, how to change wheel hub on such and such. YouTube University right there. I mean, don't even have to go to, see, I spent 2 years in automotive service technology, and I could have just looked it up on YouTube. But it counted toward my degree too, so that was helpful in some way, I guess. But anyways, yeah, there's lots of things that you can find on YouTube. However, just like all social media, be very careful. I recommend putting it on restricted mode, unless you know exactly what you're looking for, and you got some accountability close by to keep you from looking at stuff you shouldn't look at. Anyways, but yeah, YouTube can be very useful for information, how to do things, how to learn about things. Sometimes my wife will do it like certain braids or something, like, how to do a certain braid. Yeah, recipes, cooking, whatever. I found, which we're not going to deal with, which I'd like to, but I don't want to spend another week on this subject. I want to be done with it this today, be the last one, and then we'll get back to our How to Study the Bible series. But so what I'll do then is I'll shift gears just real quick here in our overtime and mention Pinterest. Pinterest is a very useful thing. We're keeping chickens, and so we got 15 chickens at home. Don't tell my wife I told you, but it's on video now. She's like, don't tell anybody. I mean, they're all in a little box, you know. No, I'm just kidding. She does. It's really not a big deal. They're all little bitty things. Of course, they're all going to be bigger, you know. So running around the yard, laying eggs everywhere. We've got that. But yeah, we can go on YouTube, learn how to build a coop. But Pinterest, I've found, has a lot of stuff like that. I got on there. I mean, talks about different types of hens and what, you know, how many eggs they lay and the colors and all this kind of stuff and nutrients and, you know, feed and, you know, what feed to feed them and when, and then, you know, how to keep them and what temperatures and all that kind of stuff. Like right now, they're sitting, we've got a tub that they're in. It's a brooder tub that's made for that. We borrowed from a friend, and there's a heat lamp. It's a 220 watt heat lamp, or 225 watt heat lamp, which is pretty crazy. Like we've got electric, like we had to get this little laser thermometer for it, which you would think would be super expensive, but it was on sale for $10. Like, yes. So I checked the temperature of the heat lamp, like direct, like 450 Fahrenheit, like hot. And but you know, it's a little ways away from it or whatever. So, but the light that it puts down on there, the bed right below it is about 110 degrees, and then just a little bit over from it, it drops about 10 degrees, like every 2 inches, as you leave the light, and then you get all the way over to the side, and it's about 70 degrees. So the bigger ones will huddle over here, not huddle, but they'll kind of go over here out of the way, and the littler ones will just kind of lay under the light and stay warm. And so, but anyways, there's like YouTube, you could learn that stuff, but sometimes Pinterest has like perfect charts. It's like, that's awesome. You know, somebody made a little chart and like, this is how you do this. And then there's like 32 ideas for chicken coops, you know, like, oh, that's cool. And so, anyways, that's a good app for a lot of stuff. A lot of people say it's just for crafts, but it's not just for crafts. You can use it for construction stuff, for like home decorating, for what else? For crafts, wedding planning, you know, bridal showers, baby showers, parties, you know, birthday parties, and all kinds of stuff. Graduation, you know, yeah, I mean, ideas, you know, cooking, baking, and then, you know, then you also have the Pinterest fails on Pinterest, where it shows, this is what I saw this on Pinterest, and there's a picture right next to it, and here's how I made it, and it, you know, like snowman something or another, and it's like, what's that? And it looks nothing like it, right? But you know, so those are ways to use that app as well. It's an app on the phone or device, but I think you can also do it online, right, on the computer. Pinterest available on the computer. Okay, so useful. And then Pinterest also has like these little, like, that says walk by faith, not by sight. That's, you know, that's like a scriptural quote. It's not a quote from Scripture, but scriptural. Anyways, it's pretty close. But anyways, they'll have like quotes and things and memes and whatever. And so again, just like any other social media, be careful what you're looking at and what you're looking for, because you can get into trouble. So any other questions, comments on YouTube, Pinterest, Vimeo? I think we covered everything that I wanted to cover as far as social media, for the glory of God. Yes, sir. On YouTube, whenever you open YouTube, you can go down to the bottom, and there's these little square things. Where'd they go? It's like down here, this little YouTube right here, and then you've got Yes, it narrows down some things too. There it is right there. See, it says restricted mode on. That's actually a square. You can't tell, but here, look, we'll just put it in this in that block. There you go. So yeah, you just go to restricted mode on. You can click on it, and it pops down here, and you can turn it on and off just as easy as clicking a button. So if you're looking at my videos and it says video not available, then just go and switch it from restricted on to restricted off. I'll say that anything that I upload is going to be okay. Watch, I'm not going to upload anything that you shouldn't be watching, scripturally speaking. What? Violent? Oh, a skit? Well, it'll be approved by the Lord, I believe. So, I don't plan on. What's that? Oh yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I may do something on chicken keeping and things like that, and then maybe butchering or something that might be restricted, because how do you kill a chicken, without like making them, go through a lot of pain, or some things like that. But oh, you want to use the meat? Okay. All right. Oh man, we don't have any roosters. They're all hens. Roosters are mean. Roosters are mean. At least, let me rephrase that. We didn't buy any roosters. We hope that everything we bought are hens. We'll find out once they grow up a little bit. If we did end up getting a rooster, then it'll probably only live about 10, 12 weeks, and then it'll be dinner. The rest of them will lay eggs. So, because we don't want the rooster to be messing with the eggs and stuff. It won't make it. It won't make it. It's pretty easy to tell the difference once they get their feathers and stuff, and you got your ping coming up off the top, and yep. So yeah, he won't be alive when the eggs come. So he'll be meat. He'll be a meat bird before they start laying eggs. They don't start laying eggs for a few months, so several months actually. It's close to 6 months sometimes. So a rooster will be harvestable before that point. It'll be close to 10 pounds or 5 pounds or so, in just, maybe 2 months, 3 months, something like that. So before the eggs come, roosters go. So, but again, we bought pullets, which are the female babies, just a step above the chick. Yeah, so if they did their job right, then we've got all female. Yeah, roosters can be a nightmare if you don't have the area and you don't socialize them, and they can be just like Rottweilers, or pit bulls, that are not properly socialized. They'll peck your eyes out. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it could be, but yeah, it's more humane just to remove the head quickly, and it's also, I say humane, but you can't be humane to animals because they're not human. But anyways, it's less problem for the animal, and it's also, I mean, you don't run the risk of hitting something that you don't want to hit and spoiling the meat. You hit the wrong organ, and well, it can, yeah, meat can be no good. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, any other questions? Not related to the chickens. We'll talk about that later. All right, let's pray. Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you so much for the opportunity to have a reach outside of our community through social media. Just pray, Lord, that we'd use it for your glory. And Lord, we pray your blessing on the service to come in Jesus' name.